cent a click. And Alan says, hey, that's great. Because that's a good keyword. All I got to do is bid $5.47 or $6, and I'm going to get the keyword. And I'm going to get it put on the top. That's what we call, that's SEM, search engine marketing. That's paid search. But after a while, your 546 runs out, and you say, I ain't doing that anymore. So what have you done? You don't have anything, you don't have any longevity there. But the other thing I just mentioned a while ago is Google is in the keyword business. So it's their job to get you to bid $6 on that keyword because it's popular. Okay?
Yeah.
That may be true, but is it effective in your campaign? That's the reason why if you've got WordStream and you've got Keyword Tracker, SEMrush, what SEMrush does is SEMrush gives you what Google is giving you, plus it's giving you extra information on how the keyword is used and the dynamics of the keyword, and is there competition on the keyword, what's that keyword costing. All of this stuff you can find right here in Keyword. I probably don't use everything that you can use in SEMrush. And I learned this in Toronto back a couple of years ago at the Search Engine Marketing Exposition. And I find most of the professionals who do this day to day, they're trusting SEMrush. So I'm going to trust it. So what's the first thing that you do? Is we think. And so somebody give me a term. Alan, give me a term on what do you, and let's think about writing a blog. And when you think about writing a blog, this is where it all starts, because now you're laying down the foundation, you're laying out your strategy. So now you got to think about what you want to write about. So Alan, what do you want to write about?
Secluded pond.
Okay, a secluded pond. Okay,
A secluded pond.
Yeah, because I'm going to ask you to. We're going to talk about this property today.
Okay.
Ed wants to talk about an outhouse.
Now, you want to talk about a pond, somewhere in the back of your mind, you think of buyers out there and they want a piece of property with a secluded pond or something like that.
Well, it's a property that has a pond on it, and there used to be a house built on the pond. We're going to go on.
Okay. So is this a property that you have for sale?
And you're going to get it to auction.
So is this a property that you have for sale?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a real live deal, all right? So you got a secluded pond and you got land and you got property. So let's go with what your initial thought was secluded pond. Okay, so what we're going to look for is we're going to look for a seed word. And a seed word may be the most significant piece of that phrase that you're talking about, and we're going to type it into the keyword into the keyword bar right here. So secluded may not mean a whole lot,
No.
but pond may. So let's type in pond, and we're going to simply do a search. Well, let me log in here first.
So we can start with a high level word, and then it's going to help you.
Yeah, you won't the seed word, which your seed word is pond. You type that in and you start getting the volume. And now you can start weighting down, and we want to come in here and we want to look at our full report. Okay? So, this is where that you begin to think about how to come up with the rest of your keyword phrase.
So when you take and say, all right, what are the features that this property is unique about? What are the unique aspects of this property?
Well,
Is that?
and the pond is one thing, but as you come down and you start looking at your keywords, you may say, you know what, this may not be what people are searching for that is relevant to what I'm going to write about. Now, you could come in here and you could flip this around and you could say, you know what, I want to, pond is a word that's used. It's searched 18,000 times a month. Now, CPC means right here that this is cost per click. If you're going to start a Google AdWords campaign, the CPC for the Google AdWords campaign is going to cost you $2.64 a click.
I know it's Google's cost. What does it say?
Well, because Google, we just want to say Google is the king of all this.
Okay.
Okay? But we're going to say that the average of all the search engines is $2.64, and mainly they're going to pull this from Google.
Yeah.
I'm curious about something. This is maybe the dynamics behind how this happens. But cost per click. Why do different words have different amounts? Why isn't it one amount for each word? I'm just curious.
Because it's not as popular. Well, Google says pond is a lot more popular, so we're gonna put that up on the auction, and now people are bidding $2.64 get put above the fold. Well, more, when you search pond, let's see what comes up. Well, Wiki comes up for a whole lot of things. Let's see, let's see what happens. What I'm trying to do is to get, now, when I do that search land with pond, because we're going to talk a little bit more definitely when we start writing our blog, we want a long tail keyword term, because we know that from looking at the keyword research that pond is on golden pond and Frito chip pond and all this other kind of stuff that doesn't even correlate to what we want to do. So when I searched that, and what I was trying to do for you, Lisa, is to try to find where that you used the 264, because that's going to go in what they call paid search, and that's going to go at the top. There's nobody buying that here. They may have bought it yesterday or 3 days before, or I don't even really see anything in the bottom right-hand side, on the right-hand side, or anything like that. So I'm going to go back and I'm just going to type in land, okay? And nobody's really buying any terms for land. Let's see, land for sale. I may have something that turned off here. Up here where my cursor is, usually this is what they call paid advertising. In paid advertising, this is where that's cost per click. When you set up a Google AdWords campaign in Google and you pay $2.64 and you want to be optimized for the word pond, it goes up there if you bid $3. $3 is going to guarantee you that space up there. Okay, so that's one avenue that you can get promoted. So when we're doing the marketing budgets and we come back to what we talked about earlier, how do you get 12 million impressions or how you get 5,000 unique visitors, is that's part of the equation, is you buy the keywords and you get pushed right up there. But what the stats say is only 30% of the people believe in that. 70%.
30% of who?
30% of the searchers, 30% of the people who are searching for any word
Yep.
believes in organic search over paid.
They do
Wow.
believe in organic.
They do believe in organic. So what your goal here as a
Tell me what
marketer,
that means.
organic.
Well, I know what the differences are. But I'm saying they believe in.
They believe when I type in pond, if
Yeah.
I want to know about a pond, if I didn't know the definition of the
Yeah.
pond, or if I do know that, if I know what a pond is, but I really want to know the definition of the pond because I don't want to look like
Yeah.
a goofball when I'm writing something other,
Like
I'm,
long tail, I just Googled to make sure I got that right.
I'm going to type in pond, and what Wiki says, because Wiki's organic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is your organic search results.
Not paid.
Yeah, if anything was paid, it would be up here at the top. Okay, and an example would be here. If you want to look at Pond, it's a rock band. If they were promoting, and I don't think that that's what they're doing here, but if they wanted to pay for their promotion, they're going to have an ad up there that basically says, hey, we're Pond, we're a rock band. And I'm advertising here, and click here to get the
So
results.
what you're saying is most people go down below that. and
That's
look at-
right, because the organic results, now do you believe in GMOs and when they inject the beef with the growth hormones, or do you believe with your little cow out there grazing on the hill and he's growing organically, which one would you eat first?
Jill, what do you think? John? Oh, there you go. for
John
that.
eat anything.
He's
We
a-
found that out last night. When he's away from Brenda, that Joker will eat anything. So
He is, guys. I'm in
Especially if
trouble.
it's cooked in butter.
that's it.
You've
So,
been exposed.
but what the world would just relate it to organic vegetables.
Exactly. So what you're saying is, you're gonna do a search, there's gonna be a bunch of strings up there. I always go down past them and go to the next ones, that look organic.
That's right. So when we're down here, and organically, Wikipedia says this is the definition of a pond. 70% of the people
Believe that.
believe that. Now what Google says, or the search engines say, the 56 search engines out there, and we know Google is on the top of the heap. What the search engines are saying is that Wikipedia has credibility because they're doing the things right in order to push their information out. And now they have authority because a gazillion people believe in Wikipedia. And now in organic search results, I'm going to believe that the Wikipedia definition is right.
So let's change that to us. If we were the top result, then the people, the 70%, if we were,
Below us.
That's right. So what
they
we're
believe that we were the authority.
That's right. So what we're doing in here today is we're going to learn how to write a blog. Okay? And by doing your keyword research, you're going to figure out. You're going to figure out on these terms right here that which term, and I'm going to come in here and I want to let's just.
So you just confirmed what I believe is from my own little world is that when you do a search, you get that first result. I almost invariably don't even look at what's in the ad section.
That's right.
I go down to it's probably the third, fourth, fifth line down.
And then
the
skip
one
the rest of it.
Yeah, all the stuff above it, I don't even look at it.
So now we're going to type in. We're going to go. You start, and we could have done this with land, and you can see right now that pond can kind of go off in a bunch of different directions. Okay, in so many different directions. So when we start looking at land now, we're going to start thinking about how can I use the seed word, and our seed word hypothetically here would have been land. How can I use this to match selling a piece of property in New York? Okay, so I just typed in land for sale in New York. So now it's going to give me all of the variations right here of the top search results from people searching for land in New York. Now,
So is that, at this point, since there's more than one word, they consider that a search string? Or
well,
still
yeah,
search
this is a long tail search term.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, long time.
your short tail search term is land. Land is a short tail. Long tail is land for sale in New York, land for sale in America, land for sale whatever. So we're going to focus on land for sale in New York. And so now what you begin to do is you begin to analyze what people are searching for with a better definition. So to come back to Whitney's question, if Alan writes a blog about land for sale in New York, his goal is to be above the fold when the search results come back in that organic area.
So I don't know why you're doing it, but you're showing me the upstate New York land for sale. That's the most expensive one up there. And I didn't think upstate would be a key word we want to put in there.
Well, just think about it. Okay, now think. Remember what was our word a while ago? Think. Think about maybe when you're writing a blog, what content are you going to write about? And as you think through the process, you put your seed word in, and you want to write about land, but you need to get a more, you need to broaden the scope on what you're writing about. So now it's land for sale in New York, even though it's got a nice pond on it. Maybe those keywords really didn't work into what the message that you're trying to relate. So now is that land that you have in the upstate New York. So what you begin is you begin to analyze each one of these keyword streams, and we see that the number one New York land for sale, okay, that's number one hands down, search 320 times a month.
So my website name being New York land for sale, that'll give it some juice.
That's right. So now Google looks up, and remember we're looking for some credibility.
Yeah, I gotta get that. Good.
Google says, okay, Alan's got credibility because the site is named, let's back up. Google assumes that you have some credibility because the site is named NewYorkLand.for-sale. But now, when you get into the content, if it's got,
You better back it up.
well, yeah, you got to back it up. If it's talking about selling Nike tennis shoes, all of a sudden you don't have any credibility. Boom, you're gone. So now you're talking about New York land for sale. New York land for sale in Tioga County or this county or Albany County or that county. So now as you begin to write and you're posting and you continue to post and your images are tagged the same way, all of a sudden Google says, hey, Alan's got credibility. So we're going to allow him to be searchable. Now, the more you do this, the more unique content. If you write an article here and cut and paste it and put it on another page and cut and post it and put it on another page and cut and post, because, hey, I'm going to create 100 pages of content that says the same thing, Google says, now you got duplicate content, you get blacklisted. So there's white hat techniques and black hat techniques. Black hat techniques, I mean, listen, 90% of the people just stay away from them now. the spammers and jammers and all these people in China who's sitting there behind there running to get shot up there, and they may be there a day and they may sell 10,000 pairs of tennis shoes tomorrow or the next week, but all of a sudden they're going to be gone. You want to be here for the next 25 years, so whatever you're doing has got to be white hat techniques. That's writing good, clean, unique content. So now Google says you've got authority. Once that you've got your credibility and once you've got your authority, now the search engines look up and say, okay, let's see what you're going to do for the long haul. And if you're in there for the long haul and you're doing these things daily or weekly or 2 or 3 times a week, and every time you post a new listing or whatever, and you're going and you're doing your keyword research relevant to whatever topic that you're searching on, because number one, you want some traffic. In order to gain traffic, I mean, why put out an article that one person is searching? But then again, you know, why put out an article that 360 people are searching if you can't be ranked for it? So now we begin to analyze a little bit. So as we're looking at this and you're doing the right thing, you automatically picked up. You can be on the top of the search heap, and upstate New York land for sale, you can buy that and you can do some search engine marketing, paid search, and be shot right to the top. Now that may help you, because if you've got a listing and if we're doing this in a competitive bid situation, we only know that we got 6 weeks to sell this thing right here. Listen, I want to be on the top of the search. Okay?
We don't have a year to get ourselves.
We don't. That's right. We don't have that year. So now we're going to be on the top of the search, because I think I'm going to look down here at my competition. Okay, my competition is at a point 81, and all of these are less than 1. So you're going to have a lot easier time ranking.
Less than 1.
There's all these say 0.66, 0.82. This is your competition.
Okay.
Competitive density of advertising using the given term for their ads. 1 means the highest possible competition, and then, you know, less than 1. Down here, 0.53. New York State land for sale is at 53.53. So you've cut out half of your competition, in other words. If you come in here and you write New York State land for sale, if you write a blog for that, maybe you've got an edge on your content rising to the cream of the top quicker, because nobody else is doing it. And it's only searched 110 times a month. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Why?
You said only 110 times a month?
Yeah.
To me, that doesn't sound like a lot.
Okay, so you got a 300,000-400,000 piece of property for sale.
That's what the price is.
Okay, so that's where your price is. Alan, do you want 110 people looking at that property next month?
Let me think.
Oh, yeah, actually.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you're selling tennis shoes, if you're selling basketballs, yeah, squat. You know what?
Gotcha.
I need to sell 1 million of them. But when we're talking about selling auctions, or we're talking about selling land, you know, land is not as sexy as some of the other things out there. So you know,
But in context for what we're doing, that's a good number.
Exactly. So, and this is the reason why it's a good number. Now we're not only going to use that search term, we're going to write an article today about New York State land for sale. And I'm going to plan and I'm going to think. And tomorrow, I'm going to write an article about upstate New York land for sale. And I may write another article about another property. So now you've got 2 on there. So what's 110 plus 110, or 110 plus 170? So now possibly you keep on driving, now you've got hopefully 270 people. And you do this 20 or 30 times, and now you get down into writing about specific counties, okay? Albany County land for sale. And as we go into blog writing this afternoon, we're going to start putting this all together on why, or the content that you associate with your keyword phrase. But you got to write it about what the keyword phrase is. This is more of a general thing. Don, you got a question?
Yeah, you run that blog on WordPress, like blog.
Yeah, most of us are using WordPress, Don. Yeah, and that's what I teach on is WordPress. And that's what most of us have. Some of the more sophisticated users have Weebly.
That's me. I use Weebly.
Weebly, Whitney, she's above the
The fold.
yes, she's above the fold.
My coach Livy taught me how to use Weebly, and it's great.
Well-
Another thing, Myers, what program are you using here?
This is SEM Rush.
SEM Rush,
Yeah, SEMrush.com.
and it gives you all the Google tools and stuff without actually getting Google's
Well, what
opinion.
it does, it comes in here and it gives you keyword analytics to other search engines, not just Google. I mean,
Okay.
There's a, as you can see here, in organic search, there's a number of results. I mean, they're searching 96.8 million results having to do with land for sale in New York or whatever. The average cost per click is $1.03, and your competition out there, other people that is using paid search, is they're paying around 82 cents per click, depending on what keyword they're doing. So I mean, you can get really crafty. I mean, listen, is it worth 50 cents a click for you to? I mean, can you spend $100 to get 50 click-throughs just to be on the top of that? I mean,
So when I've got 160, 170 listings out there, they're all land in New York. How do I differentiate between those and have some unique content for that many different?
well, you may want to come in there and create a marketing campaign that's just land in New York and have that in general pay-per-click, because you don't know what these folks are doing. Okay, you don't know what these folks are wanting. But you're advertising in a pay-per-click campaign, so when they type in New York land for sale, or let's go back to our, New York land for sale is going to cost you 90 cents a click. Okay, so basically if you spent $500, you're going to get 410 people click through, hopefully, back to your website, newyorkland.for-sale. So you're driving traffic in that, instead of spending the money to put it in a newspaper, which we know it's not getting us anywhere. You're spending $500 to be on the top of that page.
What else you're doing is, if you got the local land, then that's when you talk about the barbecue joint in the local area. That's when you bring in more of the larger fishnet,
Interesting.
to bring them to your keyword instead of just, right? Instead of hammering.
Yeah, well, there's techniques when you get into blog writing that you got local search, and then you got global search. But when you're talking about local search, I mean, you may want to write an article that's totally different, that is more community minded.
Yes.
Okay. Now you're providing information. It's like Wikipedia. Now you're the Wikipedia of Syracuse. Okay, and you start writing information and say, hey, this is a park on the Upper East Side of Lake. What's the big lake?
Oneida.
Okay, Lake Oneida.
There's Onondaga, but there's Oneida Lake.
Okay, so Oneida Lake has a park consists of, I don't know, 100 acres. Okay, so you're talking about land, right? 100 acres of land. But if you've never visited Syracuse, if you're looking and you move to Syracuse, I want to give you this information. Alan wants to give you this. So you talk about the park and you talk about these other things, and it's a community announcement. So you get rewarded for that.
So I need to have somebody just doing all that writing, because that's a lot of detail.
That's a lot of writing.
We'll get into
I
that.
was talking about, like, as you do this, we were talking about for other things, but I see a benefit here is you can establish a repeatable process for this, because you've done your initial research. So where you go in is you know what your key words are that have the most hits and the views, but at the same time, you can keep that for future and then customize them as you need to as you go on. You don't have to keep researching. I mean, you might want to validate them from time to time to make sure that they're still the top ones. But I would think you'd be able to reuse as you go through for other properties, right? Or no?
Well, in some, there's a thing, that's what I was referring to a while ago. In the world of unique content, there's a thing called duplicate content. If you start duplicating too much, then you get dinged for it.
Yeah.
So, land for sale is one thing.
Right.
Okay, but Oneida land for sale, if someone locally is searching for, past sale results in Oneida County or Tioga County or whatever county that you're talking about, people love sold results. So you create a page where it's like past land sales for whatever county is, and write an article for every one of the counties in there.
That's where you get some juice from that county, because I have counties I want to be in, but I don't have property there. But you're saying that's a way to do that.
Yeah. So now you become the expert, and all you do is come in and you add content to it, and you search what has been sold, and you've got a page now. You've got a running page, and you search what has been sold, and say, hey, last week, and you just keep on stacking them up there. Last week we had 96 acres of land sold in the northwest part of the county. Write you a snippet about it, And it's gonna take some time and detail, because you're talking about unique content. What was unique about this property? From searching the county tax assessor's records, we can see that this was a non-conforming tract or a rectangular tract or whatever that consisted on 96.0. Each character that you use is unique. What I would even do, and what I've done in the past to create, because you gotta create enough words, like 300 to 500 words. Wait a minute now, this is a shortcut. This is a shortcut. Why not put the legal description in there? Hey, this is the legal description of this property, and that's going to eat up maybe 20 or 30 or 45 words. But is it unique to that property? It's unique to that property. So now somebody can say, well, you know what? I don't really believe that that's true what Alan said, that sold for $3,000 an acre. That seems kind of high. Okay? Let me verify that. They want to go to the and say, yeah, yes it is, and match it up, and there's the legal description, everything matched, and all of a sudden, I mean, you're the kingpin land salesman. Click, Alan, will you sell my land? How'd you get that to sell for $3,000 an acre? Well, what it is, you know, I'm writing this in, maybe you didn't sell that. But I'm a land realtor, and I've done the research on this, and yes, that's true over there. Can I talk to you about this in your land? Okay, yeah. Once again, it's link bait. It's how to get people to your website. And you do that for how many counties is in there? 38 counties or something?
In the state?
Yeah.
62.
Okay, so there's 62, just like Florida. Florida's got 62 counties as well.
Hey, Myers,
67.
Is it 67?
if somebody wanted to auction some land, how would they get a hold of us real quick?
Call 844-400-AUCTION. 844-400.
And the website so they could check out what we have?
Acre.bid, acre.bid.
Thank you. Somebody was asking, they've got 150 acres in Florida, I believe, that they'd like to
Well,
auction.
you know what? We're right in tune. Me and John will call them as soon as they want to.
Okay.
Yeah, acre.bid. What we're talking about in here today is actually.
It's on the golf course.
Well, that's good. You know, we got a golf course pro right down here that works with us.
Good.
Her name's Hilda Allen. If you want to check that out, she'll help us out. So, you know, all of this is designed. Yeah, we're on Periscope. Yeah.
We're live.
Yeah, we're on Periscope, I think. Is that what we're on?
Yes.
So there's Meerkat and Periscope, and
It'll be on YouTube in a little bit.
so it all boom, there it goes. So anyhow, as we're talking about marketing, you're talking about marketing to your customers, these things are all important. And let's look from a buyer standpoint. Now we talk about a seller standpoint, so they're searching some type of property for sale in whatever county that you're in New York. But if a buyer comes in there, what does a buyer want to know? The buyer wants to know what the last stats are. So if you're writing content about what the last stats are, then they get a reasonable assurance. Okay, if I come up here and pay $3,000 for an acre or per acre for a piece of land, you know, maybe I'm not getting gemmed in the side. You know, maybe I'm not getting taken for a ride. So they kind of trust and they believe that. Alan's got this. It's on your website. The property is going to be sold at auction. It's on acre.bid. Now they can go in there and they say, okay, if I make this next bid, I'm going to give, before I make the next bid, I'm going to give Alan a call because I want to make sure that what he said on his website is true. You've written information about it. Okay, so now I'm talking to you. But this person who has contacted you, they're from Long Island somewhere. They've never seen you. They've never seen the property, but what they want land in upstate New York. So now you connect a real person by communication or email or whatever it is, and they give you a reasonable assurance that, yeah, you can buy this piece of land, and if you spend from a range to X amount of dollars, and if you want to make your next bid, boom. That person found that by going through search. Now, is there any other way that you could have attracted that person without going through search? The answer is yes. However, we as marketers want to use every tool available to us in order to make sure that we reach as many people as possible, especially in a competitive bid situation. Now, when our seller comes back and says, well, you know, it only brought $2,925 an acre, I want it to $3,000 an acre, why should I sell for $2,925? Why? Because we've created a market value. And here's the reasons why we create a market value. One of them is we've done our keyword research. We put the necessary keyword back into our marketing, and we know that there's a certain number of people who have searched for that marketing, and here's the results.
All right, I'm closing down.